Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just back with another huge haul video. For some reason, I've decided to save all of my stuff for a week, and I've gotten a lot of packages since then and a couple other pickups. So I'll just get right into it. But first, I want to start off. I'm going to try to create one of them, tag gimmick videos, I guess, if you will. So, describe the tag I want to do. More or less, and it's mainly for myself. I'm not saying anyone else reads or doesn't read their comics, but I've gotten into this trend lately where I seem to be picking up a lot of stuff, as you will see in this video, of course. But I'd like to put a tag out there for, kind of read a storyline or a book you just recently acquired and actually give a little bit of a mini review of it. And I'd like to try to do that at least once a week in my videos, just kind of like a little quick mini review or recap of something you read the previous week. Maybe try it out once as a part of the tag, but I'm going to try to at least tack on some sort of review of something I've read in every 7 days at least. Though that way, hopefully, because I got a whole bunch of hardcovers over there, I got single issues. I'm trying to challenge myself to get through my reading books instead of buying more covers and stuff like that. So for this week, I finally got around to reading God Country, which, oh my god, this is an instant classic in my opinion. It is so good. So I decided to buy into the Donny Cates hype train. Obviously, his work on Thanos and his new book out this week, Venom. A lot of people have been talking about Donny Cates. So I decided to go back to God Country. I bought this. I think this is a C2E2 exclusive. This hardcover. I'm not sure if this is available everywhere yet or just a trade, but I decided to pick this up at C2E2. So I just kind of sat and collected dust for a month. But anyway, more or less, the story of it is. There's a grandpa named Emmett with Alzheimer's. He has no memory of anything at this point, obviously. He's just kind of like a crazy old man. And there's a tornado heading toward his family's house. And then somehow in this tornado, basically his son's wife, and his granddaughter are in the house. So obviously trouble's coming for them. And somehow in the midst of this tornado, a god sword finds Grandpa Emmett. And just chaos basically ensues from there. More or less, I mean, you can kind of compare the sword a little bit to Mjolnir, or a guy goes into Thor a little bit of Lord of the Rings spread in there. Is pretty awesome book though. More or less, the grandpa gets the sword that is trying, to stay away from the god that created the sword. Like it's a little hard to explain. Basically, the sword has its own consciousness and is trying to get away from the god that created it. So what the god that created it is doing, he's sending his sons, which are kind of similar to Thanos' relationship with his daughters. So those sons are trying to get the sword back for their godfather, I guess you could say. And in the midst of having this sword, this crazy old grandpa actually gets all of his memories back. So his battle with Alzheimer's is now basically cured as long as he has this sword. So part of the story is basically, trying to explain why Emmett doesn't want to give up the sword, because, when you have the sword of swords, you'd think you would use it or have a cause to fight, whereas Emmett really doesn't. His main reason to keep the sword is to keep his memories instead of use it as a weapon. He only wants to remember his life, his family, and his wife. So it becomes more of a personal journey for Emmett than it does him conflicting with the gods, which is a very, interesting tale in itself right there. But of course, the gods and the son of the god, that's the main bad guy, they're not having any of that. They're, of course, they're harassing his family. Eventually they take his granddaughter, and that's where, the crap hits the fan, basically, and they go into his 6-issue series. So as far as I know, this is going to be a self-contained story. So if you guys haven't already, check this out, seek it out. I am, hopping right aboard the Donny Cates hype train at this point. This book is absolutely great. Check it out. Can't recommend it enough. So that being said, I'm going to finally get into the haul. So first off, I won Comic Book Champs contest. So thank you so much, Comic Book Champ. You had an awesome contest. Once again, I am not worthy, so thank you so much. So getting into the books, Rick and Morty presents The Vindicators. So an awesome #1 issue right there. So thank you for that. I got the second printing of Amazing Spider-Man 796. So this is one of the cooler second printing covers I've done. with Red Goblin there, or Carnage, I guess at that point, becoming Red Goblin. Civil War is 2 number 0, the MegaCon Orlando Coliseum Comics variant. So gotta love a Terry Dodson variant cover, especially one with Captain Marvel Carol Danvers on it. This one's one I already owned, and I'm glad I did. Mark Millar's MPH, or Miles Per Hour, number 1. I guess this could be looked at as a spec book at this point just because of the relationship Mark Millar just established with Netflix. Pretty much most of his stuff will probably be made into a series somewhere down the line. So pretty cool to have another copy of that. This is a first for me. He actually included, looks like a Mexican or Spanish comic, I guess you could say, Hulk. Not sure if this is an issue of something or what it's reprinted of, but looks like Hulk is fighting the Abomination on there. So pretty cool. Something I don't have in my collection or anything like this. So very awesome, unique addition to my collection. So thank you, Comic Book Champ. That's awesome. Black and white variant for Wolverine number 55. That pretty awesome Jeff Loeb run, where it was hyped as the final battle between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Probably not the final battle, but at the time this was a pretty cool run. And it's still got, Simone Bianchi's on art. He does some great art in that too. Check that out if you like his type of art style. The Max number 1, so Sam Keith's Image comic from back in the 90s. Like I said, who doesn't love some 90s goodness there? This is my first copy, I believe, of X-Force number 1. I've kind of avoided getting this book just because it's usually in like quarter and 50-cent bins. But I just never had the gumption to buy it, I guess. But here it is. You know, I won it in a contest, so that's pretty awesome. And for those who are curious, it comes with a Shatterstar card, so pretty awesome there. So pretty happy to finally own this. Like I said, I don't really have a reason I haven't bought it or not. Now I have it, so thank you. Next up, I just gave one of these away to Lindsay's Geeked Out Knickknacks, which if you haven't checked out her haul video, I'm glad my books showed up in good condition. She decided to show them off, so thank you, Lindsay, for showing off the package I sent. Glad they came safely, so hope you enjoy. But anyway, I got a Punisher Warzone back, so that's pretty cool. And he put it in a Mylar bag, so thank you. That's pretty awesome. Wonder Man number 1. This looks like a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. That's awesome. I didn't even know he did, work on Wonder Man, so... some awesome 80s goodness there. I think it's 80s. If it's not, super early 90s or late 80s. We'll call this Copper Age. How about that? Wonder Man number 1. That has an awesome cover. Another great book I already have and, been meaning to read this entire run. The Fade Out number 1. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. Those two guys together, you cannot beat that combo. So, another awesome Image number 1 from those guys. Next up, more 90s goodness. Fantastic Four 371 with that all-white cover. I love these type of covers, I won't lie. So since I started collecting in the 90s, gotta love this type of stuff. I will definitely be reading, and I guess since I put the tag out there for myself every week, Seven to Eternity Volume 1. This is probably one I'm definitely going to try to read and review a little bit of. Rick Remender, pretty big fan of Rick Remender, and Jerome Opeña did the art on this, so that's a good combo right there. So I'll definitely be reading this. When I saw his contest, saw he's putting this up, I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to have that trade. So I'm definitely happy to have this trade and definitely be reading that. And then last, he actually put in a slab at the last second, so thank you so much. Flash 22, the lenticular cover, it was during that... I think it was called The Button, that storyline. It was 2 issues of Batman, 2 issues of The Flash. 9.8. So I don't have a ton of slabs in my collection, but this is another one for the box of slabs I got, I guess. And I believe this is that new CGC case that everyone keeps hyping up. Like I said, I don't get a lot of stuff great. I got 2 books out now just because, they were Green Lantern and I wanted to get them slabbed and preserved. But usually this is just not my collecting style, I guess you could say. But nonetheless, I'm extremely happy to have a slab. I definitely don't want to understate that. So, and I couldn't find these lenticulars when they came out. My store didn't order them because they thought they were going to lose money. So I am happy to have a graded lenticular. That's awesome. So thank you once again, Comic Book Champ. That was awesome contest, awesome books. So thank you so much. Next up, I got an auction win from, I guess he's my boy, Who Dat Comics and Movies, the guy who inspired me to make these videos. Great legend I'll tell you all about every time the two of us interact in the auctions with bids and stuff. So I bought another auction from Who Dat Comics and Movies. He never lets me down in terms of these awesome auction lots he puts together. So like I said, if you guys are part of the Great Legend auction and bidding, you see him put up books, you can bid with confidence. He ships your books efficiently, well packed, all that good stuff. Everything's near mint condition. Can't beat it. And this time he actually decided, I believe this was an extra book he threw in. I don't remember seeing this as part of the auction. The Rook #1 from Dark Horse. Don't know too much about this book. But he threw this in. Maybe it was padding for the next book I'm about to show, just to make sure that didn't get damaged in packaging. But cool, he threw something in, so thank you, Who Dat. But the main reason, I'm just going to show this right off the bat. Rob Guillory sketch cover. This is absolutely awesome. I don't know why Who Dat started the bidding as low as he did. But I know Guillory would have charged like probably $100 for this at C2E2. And I got this, I think maybe $66 is all I paid for this whole lot. So I felt like I got this for a steal. So this is a Bourbon Street sketch. I think he just said, do something that shows Bourbon Street on it. He put Pollo on it, which is definitely one of my favorite characters in Chew, that's for sure. If you guys haven't read Chew, check it out just for Pollo. Like, Pollo is so awesome. So definitely once I saw he put up a sketch cover with Pollo on it for way under what Rob Guillory would ask for the Chicagoland, I guess, Midwest area. Because like I said, I haven't been able to get like a good quality sketch from Rob Guillory for that cheap. I've gotten some freebies in my hardcovers, which I'm appreciative of. But this is definitely going on my wall after the video. I'm so happy to have this sketch. So there's that. And he also threw in, as part of the lot, the last bite edition of issue 1. So I don't even have any copies of issue 1. I just have the hardcover, and that's how I read Chew through the whole series of the hardcovers. But it's cool to have that. And then he actually threw in an image first side by Rob Guillory himself. So pretty awesome right there. And then actually I was very happy to get this one too, just because I know earlier, books of Chew were very hard to find. They were very low printed. But Chew #3, I believe, I don't think there was a multiple print of this. I could be wrong, but obviously first print. Happy to have this. This is an absolutely awesome series. I definitely would like to one day try to at least collect the first little run they had, maybe the first 10 issues. I know it's an expensive endeavor at this point, but it'd be nice to have. But definitely glad to have at least issue 3. So thank you once again, Who Dat Comics and Movies. Awesome lot. So thank you for that. Got an eBay show here. I probably was going to save this for us, but why not? I was on top of the stack. I finally got a Doctor Strange 169. I am so happy to finally have this book. Already got Mylar, so sorry, and kind of not sorry for the glare, I guess. It's not the greatest condition in the world. Like, someone took a little bit of ballpoint pen action on the front. Color breaking crease there, but, it's my copy, so I'm happy to have it. I got this for like $40 shipped. This book, for whatever reason, maybe probably because of the movie, and he's actually one of the best characters in Infinity War. I think this book goes for like $100 almost every time on eBay now, or at least that's what the lot start at. Nonetheless, I had a hard time finding this book at sold copies at $80 or under. So when I saw one at $35 with $5 shipped, I didn't hesitate. I just went ahead and got it, because usually that $40 price point's my fine line I draw when purchasing books. I'll probably exceed that one day, obviously, but for now, $40 is the most I'll pay for a book. I try to have limits so I don't break my bank too much, but $40 for this, I'm extremely happy with that copy. Next up, I got a couple, I guess 3 total half-price books fine. So not too much this time from the half-price books. Actually decided to dig through their 50-cent bins. I usually don't, just because they're mostly beater copies and you have to take the sticker off. But nonetheless, I decided to get a couple because they didn't stock their $1 bins this week. So I got Icon #1. I was watching the Lords of the Long Box with Ken Lashley this last week, and they're talking about how he's going to bring back Milestone and relaunch that whole line, which I remember reading some of these in Nice. I thought they were pretty cool. I just never really got a chance to collect the books for it. So I saw, Icon #1, 50 cents. Like, oh, yeah, why not? Now I just got to figure out how to get that dreaded sticker off of there, but cool to have that. Next up, I decided to save Young Avengers #1 from the 50-cent bin obscurity. So obviously it's the first appearance of the younger version of Hawkeye. God, why can't I think of her name? Sorry, it's been a long 3 days of work, actually 4 days of work. So I apologize. She's actually, oh yeah, Kate Bishop. There we go. Thank goodness I remember that. Kate Bishop, she's one of my favorite Young Avengers. So definitely had to rescue this from the 50-cent bin. Like I said, I got to figure out how to get that off there, though. Then last one, I believe this is an Adam Hughes cover. At least that's what, I read online. Legionnaires 23. Pretty cool cover on that. So why not pick it up for $1? And that was my whole Half Price Books trip for that week. I got my local shop finds. Haven't had a chance to read these yet. Like I said, it's been, I probably went yesterday, and I've worked like 40 hours, probably a little more in 4 days. So I'm a little exhausted. So got the next 2 days off. I'll be reading everything I got here. DC Nation Zero, I got the Jose Garcia Lopez variant for $5. I figured $5 wasn't too bad of a price to pay for a 1/100, even though they probably printed 10 million copies of DC Nation. So got that. Let's talk about the Donny Cates hype train earlier, so I decided to get Venom #1. And who doesn't love some Ryan Stegman art? So excellent creative team. They could have put these guys on any character or book. I probably would have picked it up. So I know here comes the Venom hype train as well. So I'll definitely be reading that. Saw this book on Catrin Figures video. Unfortunately, I couldn't find that awesome variant cover. But I went ahead and picked up Exiles #3. I like the whole idea of Peggy Carter, Captain America. So I decided to see what that's all about. Plus the whole, idea about alternate realities and that type of stuff that they're exploring in Exiles has always been a cool little topic, I thought. So I'm definitely going to be checking this book out. Got some Image #2s, I guess you could say. A few Image 1s I read previously. I decided to seek out the Image 2s just because, I don't know, if you guys pay attention to what I say in live chats and stuff. I'm slowly just becoming mostly disinterested in DC and Marvel as of late, with the exception of a couple books. So I'm going to try to just do more independent type stuff, especially starting with Image. They got some good writers and creative teams over there. So picked up Analog #2. I really like the first issue. So I decided, why not give the book another shot, get issue 2. So Jerry Duggan did amazing on that first issue. So hopefully the second one will follow suit. Got a Solo #2. Still need to read the first issue, but I'll be definitely doing that in the next couple days. Thought these covers were cool, so they only have a few copies left. Pick that up. And then Brian K. Vaughan's Barrier #2. Of course, I love the little widescreen type of book he's creating here, so definitely be interested in seeing what that book's all about. And then my last stack, I guess you can call this a semi-unboxing. I literally just took these. This is my eBay haul of the week. This week, I guess. My Doctor Strange from last week, I just didn't show it till now. This, I just came home probably about an hour ago, saw this sitting at the door, took it out of the box, and set it here so we could look at it all together, I guess, more or less. This guy he just put up, he called it a reader copy lot, basically. I think it was 44 books total. And he had it was one of those buy it nows or best offer. So I'm like, I don't really want to pay a lot for this stuff, but there's one book in particular I wanted. So I kind of I'll admit, I put a little bit of a lowball offer out there. I'm like, he'll probably counter, then we'll meet in the middle. Maybe he took my first offer. So I'm like, cool. So basically I got these books for $1.75 a piece. So you guys can, I guess, tell me if they're worth it or not. So let's go ahead and show the books. And like I said, I've only looked through the first part of the stack just to make sure the one book I actually wanted was in there. So the first 5 were Adventure Comics Spectre lot. So there's Adventure Comics 433, 434, 437. Like I said, I don't even remember the numbers on most of these. 439. Oof, hopefully that's just chocolate. 440. There you go. Hopefully I may just end up leaving it in that bag forever. Okay, this is the main book I want, and he did warn me it was, I guess the Comic-Holics would probably call this a potato. And it's my potato. I'm happy with it. I got a Batman and Robin 234 first. I believe this is the first Silver Age / Bronze Age appearance of Two-Face. I've always absolutely loved this Neil Adams cover. So once I saw this in the lot, I was like, I gotta try to get that lot. I think in total it was like $74 ish. Probably not that, but around the $70 mark for the lot total shipped. So, like I said, this book, obviously in the condition it's in, it's probably not worth that much, but it's probably at least worth maybe half, who knows. But, you know, it still presents okay enough. There's chipping around the side. You know, the spine doesn't look like it's the greatest, but like I said, in my opinion, for my uses for it, it presents very well. Hopefully I can get it out of the bag and into a Mylar no problem without the cover falling off or something like that. But I was extremely happy to pick this up. This one I've been looking for quite a while, so pretty awesome book there. Actually, I'm going to set that on the side. I don't want to stack too much on top of it. Batman 252, so that was not the only Batman in the lot. It's just the one I wanted the most was that one over there, but got some bonus Batman, I guess, if you will, and bonus Bronze Age Batman does not hurt anybody. Batman 253. And these will all be rebagged as soon as I can. Whoops, they're all, like I said, this is basically an unboxing. I just tried to spare you guys me taking it out of the box. Batman 266, be co-starring Catwoman, so that's interesting. Batman 269. Good little, actually, these aren't in the worst condition considering they even have a board in them. That's what sucked. I mean, I rolled the dice on this thing. This thing, it had one picture in the description. That's why I'm like, that's why I'm only gonna send a $60 offer. Batman number 327. Sorry. So actually, these other ones are not in that bad condition. Kind of looking at them, and that's an awesome Joe Kubert cover, by the way. Who doesn't love some Joe Kubert? So definitely show that one twice. Next up, Batman 389. Looks like a Tom Mandrake cover there. That's a pretty good cover. Yeah, I'm so happy to have these. These are awesome. Detective Comics 460. It's like, oof. This spine probably feels as well as mine does after working all those shifts. Dang. Sorry, they're sticking together a little bit. And there was a lot of Flash in this lot too, so here's Flash 239. Like I said, there's not some Bronze Age Flash either, so happy to have these. Flash number 241. At least it doesn't have any of those mysterious chocolate stains on it that the poor Spectre had. Flash 247. Flash number 249. Yeah, these, I mean, oof, that spine's hurting a little bit, but other than that, I was honestly expecting a little bit worse based on this guy's description. Flash 254. Nice, that one's not bad either, dang. Center page, oh, this one's not good. Apparently the page is detached, but he's nice enough to notate that for me. Flash 256. Still, sorry about that. Still presents pretty well. A nice Rick Buckler cover there. Flash number 269. Flash number 274. Nice, $1.75 a piece. I mean, yeah, I would have did this all day with a better description. $2.91 to Flash. It's just gonna be fun rebagging. My comic shop. I think I'm putting that kid's, that guy's kid through college, buying all these bags and boards lately. Flash 316. I'll try to speed it up because I know I'm taking up your guys' whole day here. Dang, 23 minutes. I'm sorry. Flash 318. More Green Lantern, Green Arrow goodness. Number 93. I don't think I had this one yet. I'm filling up those late 90s on that run pretty nicely. 97. Got 129. Ooh, a little bit of damage there on the, spill damage, but still presents pretty well. Man-Thing number 13. Yay, it's got a board in it. Woo! Number 17. Morbius Living Vampire number 23. We got a little bit of stick together action. War of the Worlds 39. Actually, I'm sorry, Amazing Adventures featuring War of the Worlds 39. Got some Amazing Spidey. Who doesn't love that? Number 279. So like I say, you can't ever beat some Bronze Age or before Spidey. Man-Wolf 33. Oof. Man-Wolf took a chunk out of that. He must have bit it himself. Daredevil Special number 3. The Defenders 35. Let's see what else we got here. More Defenders number 41. At least these aren't like that one time I got that Green Lantern lot and the bags are all gross and sticky. At least these bags feel like they've been recently bagged, so that's good. Number 52. This is a double for me, so I'll probably end up giving this to somebody or doing something with it. Giant Size Doctor Strange number 1. Like I said, who doesn't love some bronzy Doctor Strange? So, got the giant size issue. So, that is an awesome book. Very happy to have another copy of that. Incredible Hulk 116. Sorry, Ted, I still don't have a 181 to show you. Maybe one day, but for right now, I got a 116 and a 123. That's close enough to 181, right? Huh? We're getting closer to 181. Here comes 130. Sorry, I'll stop beating that joke into the ground now. We got Master of Kung Fu number 28 and number 32. And finally, the last one, Werewolf by Night number 22. Wow, these, like I said, some of these books aren't near as bad as I expected. I figured that most of them look like they've been ran over by a car, but, you know, with the exception of a couple, poor Manwolf here, they weren't too bad. And, you know, the buyer did give me a little bit of forewarning about the Batman with the Two-Face on it. I mean, he flats. I mean, that was the one. He's like, there's shipping here and here. So I that was not a surprise to me. So I did expect that. So I definitely feel like I got my money's worth in this lot. I mean, for, you know, we'll just say less than $80 or $75. I mean, that's a good deal, I think, all day. So less than 2 books for those books. I'll pay that all day. So I'll try to keep it under a half hour here. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially at this point. If you guys would like to participate in the tag, I'm not going to tag out anyone individually because I don't want to be like, you, read your books. I know you're not reading. I'm not reading is the problem. So I'm just mainly clearing the tag for myself. If you guys would like to participate, yeah, feel free. Why not? But yeah, I'll try to at least by next week have another mini review where I, you know, stutter all over my words for you, I guess. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Leave some thumbs, I guess, if you'd like. Subscribe, I guess, if you want to. Other than that, leave some comments below. I love commenting back with you guys. And thank you guys.